Mismanagement. A new board was brought in, and shortly afterwards, it took its time, but eventually Siyabonga Gama was suspended and now looking at the end of his tenure. Now, Judge Dennis Davies has suggested a raft of alternative taxes, which he argues may be a panacea for South Africa's financial predicament. These include corporate and wealth taxes. Judge Davies, who was the chairperson of the Davis Tax Commission, addressed the Cape Town Press Club today. SABC parliamentary reporter Manelisi Dubase was there and joins us now. So this is music to some people's ears. There could be a solution for our financial woes. Manelisi, what does the judge suggest?
Well, very interesting, Francis. This suggestion comes from a conversation he had with one of the executives of one of the top 100 companies in the JSE in South Africa. And he was asking that executive whether if we can take 1% of your profit, 1% of your recapitalization, can that, affect your bottom line? And the executive said, not at all. So the calculations that, some people have done is that if you can take that 1% out of these top 100 companies in the JSE, what you will get actually over time is about 500 billion rand. So he said that is a lot of money that we need. So he was suggesting that, if the government and the president, because it's the president's stimulus of raising this 100 billion US dollar investment, that he can approach these executives and, suggest that they donate this amount of money, since they themselves, as he says, that they said that it cannot make any difference to their bottom line. So it's quite a very, very important suggestion. But also, he revisited the debate, Francis, that we have had in the past about the wealth tax, if this tax can be taxed from the high income earners and some corporate tax and ring-fenced, for infrastructure development projects such as building schools, sanitation, and so on. He says that the people, who have given up on paying tax because of the shenanigans in SARS, can eventually realize that this money is going to the greater good of the country, and they can be able to also donate into this fund, which is ring-fenced, which will be taxed mainly from high earners and some corporate. So he says that those two issues can probably, maybe solve our predicament.
So those are hot topics. Was he asked about the other array of taxes that we're faced with, the increase in VAT recently, fuel levies controversial, any other issues coming up?
Well, I mean, Francis, according to Judge Davies, he says that we have reached a cul-de-sac in terms of increases other taxes. I mean, fuel levy, as you just mentioned it, and VAT. VAT is a no-no. And also personal income taxes, said it's going to be very difficult for the minister to raise those kinds of taxes, especially in the current fiscal situation. I mean, people are hurting. The people are working for transportation. I mean, people are working for, they can't even buy monthly food stuff. So he says that those kinds of taxes, quite honestly, is going to be very difficult, especially the fact that the ANC is going to the national elections next year. It can't really go hard on those taxes. Of course, sin taxes is your target, but how much they bring you is very little, really, to make a dent or at least to put kickstart this stimulus which the president is envisaging.
All right, so the poor are suffering, target the rich. That is the message from Judge Dennis Davies, and thank you very much. SABC's Manelisi Dubase was following that with us. And let's stay with